Welcome. In honor of Shavuos, I want to share with you one of my favorite Divrei Torah. Vayichan Sham Yisrael neged Ahar. As they approached Sinai, we are told that Klal Yisrael camped in front of the mountain, and the Torah uses a language of Vayichan, that he encamped, instead of Vayachanu they. And Chazal tell us, why is it in the singular? Hol v'sanu Yisrael es hamachlokas. Being that at that moment, Klal Yisrael hated dispute, but rather they loved shalom. And they became one encampment. Hashem says, this is going to be the moment that I can give to them my Torah. In that vein, a beautiful Gemara, Sanhedrin, Daf Chav. The Gemara speaks about the end of the Eshes Chayim. Sheker hachein v'hevel hayofi isha yiras Hashem hitisolo. Sheker hachein. Grace is false. Hevel hayofi, beauty, empty. Isha yiras Hashem. What's a beautiful woman? Isha yiras Hashem hitisolo. A woman who has yiras shamayim, she is to be praised. Says the Gemara, Sheker hachein, what does this refer to? Zedoro shel Moshe v'Yoshua. That's the generation of Moshe Yoshua, and they are being praised for their amount of Torah. That's the Dordeya, that's the generation that was in the Midbar, that learned directly from Moshe, who learned directly from the Ribono Shel Olam. And therefore they have chen, they have grace, but they haven't reached the highest madrega. Sheker hachein. There's something false about it. Hevel hayofi. Empty is beauty. Zed doro shel Chizkiyo. Chizkiyo HaMelech was a king who brought Torah to every corner of his realm. The Gemara says that Badku Midan Va'arsheva. They checked the length and breadth of the land. They didn't find a man, a woman, a boy or girl who wasn't proficient in the most intricate halachas. They were all scholars. And yet there was something lacking there. Hevel hayofi. Yofi, this beauty of the Torah in that generation, there was something which was empty there. Isha yiras Hashem hitis olo, a woman who is in awe of God, she is to be praised. Ze doro shel Rabbi Yehuda ben Eloi. What was special about Rabbi Yehuda ben Eloi? What was about that generation that eclipsed the generation of Moshe Rabbeinu, the generation of Chizkiyo HaMelech? So the Gemara explains that Shehayu Shisha Talmidov Miskasim B'Talas Echad B'Oskin B'Torah. 6 of the students would huddle under one sheet and they would study Torah. And Rashi explains Shahayu Aniyim. And the simple approach is that even though they were so incredibly poor, but they had such a thirst for Torah, so they huddled together and they learned Torah. Reb Chaim Shmulevitz points out another factor over here. He says, how is it that 6 people can be covered by one sheet? Wouldn't one be pulling this way and one be pulling that way? The only way that could have worked is if each one would make sure that the other people, the other 5, were covered. Each one was looking out for the other one. So yes, they learned Torah mitoch hadchak, in poverty. And while they learned Torah in poverty, they were one. They looked out for each other. And that was the greatest generation. That generation was worthy of a complete acceptance of the Torah. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great Yontif and a great Shabbos.